So guys, we would be taking a look at this GBP card and GBP Swiss franc. So for this week, we would want to see where this price will be moving from. And also have it in mind that if you've not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button, like and share. I've also done analysis on our Euro GBP, GBP odd and GBP New Zealand dollar. So make sure you check the channel and to be able to watch it if you are interested in any of it. Now let's get started. What we have here first is our GBP card. I mean, take a look at what we all can see, right? We are actually on a drop. We have been dropping. Now, to better understand this analysis better, we would want to analyze it to be able to understand this analysis. So in order to do so, we would have to roll up to the monthly time frame. So monthly time frame is actually the time frame I use by the way to be able to get this analysis properly. So I mean, if you have to zoom it out, guys, what we all can see, like, right, is actually a bearish move, right? So as of one time, price actually range up. That was around 2014, 2015, 2016 period, So this is the recent move I want us to actually be looking. This is of the recent move we are seeing. What we can clearly see on this our GBP card, you all can see this movement, right? A bearish move on our GBP card. So I mean, if you have to look at it, GBPPS or GBPPS, we are actually dropping. If you have to look at it on a correlation aspect of it, we are dropping on our GBPPS. So it makes sense that our GBP card is a bearish move. That is one. I also added this technical indicator, which is a 10 period moving average. So I mean, which is fast, is the fastest. So basically, if the price is below 10 period moving average, it should also be below 20 period moving average, and also 50, by the way. So I mean, I'm using 10 and price is below this 10 period moving average. What do we think we should go for? We should actually short this price. We should actually short it. So monthly time frame, we can see a bearish move coupled with the fact that our indicator is bearish. Now let's see if we can highlight some key level, which I would love us to see here. These are the key level we can highlight on GBP card. Now let's zoom it this way. We saw this huge week, right? So price actually came to this level and it actually bounces up. There was a time that price actually came to this level, it reacted here multiple times, right? On the monthly aspects, price was actually reacting here multiple times. So once it dropped to this level, we tend to see it push up again. So I mean, as at one time again, it dropped to this level, giving us a huge week. And now we can see this recent movement. What we clearly can see is that the price has broken below the level. So we know that if you are kind of having like a support area and kind of like if you are having like a support area and kind of a resistance area, and price is now ranging within that area, right, and the price manages to break below the support area, it drops down very well, right, we will all see one thing, which is to test the support area price broke below, right? So price will have to come to test the area before it continues to go bearish again, then possibly a pullback and continue to go bearish, right? We all know that is the movement we tend to see when trading. Now what we can see here on this monthly time frame is that the price has broken below it. So we would be expecting a pullback, but we won't be expecting it anytime soon. We would definitely see this GBP card drop massively. Let's say possibly 500 to 1000 pips. So we still have close to 500. This, I think this is 550 pips. I believe we will actually go below 550 pips drop. So we still have close to 1000 pips to be made before we can consider having a pullback on GBP card. So GBP card, we are still on a bearish move, which means we would continue to drop, right? So I mean, GBP card, we would be seeing a pullback, but not anytime soon. Possibly by early next year, which is 2023, then maybe a pullback can occur if there will be a positive news on this GBP. So as long as there's this kind of weird movement on our GBP, there's no really stable news or good news on our GBP itself, that then it will continue to drop except a very good news appears on the, especially on the fundamental aspect of it. Then we might start seeing that bullish move, which will come and give us like a pullback level. So I mean, monthly time frame, we are bearish. So if we are to take this trade, there is only one way we should go. We should actually look to short this GBP card. So now let's see down to the weekly time frame what we can see here. Simple as hell. We will start this analysis from here. Let's see it from here. What we all can see, right, is a bearish move. So our GBP to this card is actually dropping. So there's only one movement to be made, a bearish move. Or let's take it from here. I think here would be much easier. So from here, simple, we are bearish. That is one. Now take a look at this 10 period moving average. What we all can see here, right, is a bearish move. Simple. One, if we see this impulse move downward, a correction was made, another impulse move, it was just going. That is one. Secondly, is that this our price is below our 10 period moving average. You all know the rules of 10 period moving average. Once the price is below it, we should actually short it, and once it is above, we should actually go long. So I mean, take a look at this. Price was actually drop, lower lows, lower highs came to hit our 10 period moving average. Another lower lows was made, then a lower highs came to hit our 10 period moving average. We add this lower lows here. So this lower lows we are having, guys, is actually breaking a previous lower lows. So the lower lows broke this previous lower lows. Another lower lows we had broke this one. So basically we are still on a bearish move. So a pullback occurred at this level we talked about, which we highlighted, that we very much see price react to. See this week here, we saw this reaction here. So we kind of have a pullback at that level, right? So price back, we saw it broke below it, right? Price broke below it, and guess what? Price came to test it on our weekly time frame. So basically it's like price has tested this, right? Now we've had another drop again. So what are we going to be expecting on GBP card? It is simple. We would be expecting a pullback, but are we going to be expecting this pullback on the weekly time frame this week? Possibly not. We might be getting it next week or next week, but this week itself, we would still want to close bearish. We would still want to have a good amount of drop on our GBP card, as we have except a positive news is being released on our GBP itself, then we might see that bullish move. If not, we would continue to drop on our GBP. So above all, again, we are still on a bearish move on this GBP card, so we are to short it. Monthly time frame, we are bearish. Weekly time frame too, we are also bearish. Now let's scroll down to the daily time frame. So daily time frame, let's see what it says. So basically we can see the movements, right? From here, simple as hell, we are dropping on GBP card. I mean, price is dropping. It has dropped massively. So I mean, even since early 2022, price GBP just dropping, giving us that dropping move. So basically now see it on this on daily time frame. So I mean, we can take it as kind of like a pullback on our 1 hour weekly time frame. So we can sit on this daily time frame. It's kind of like giving us like an uptrend move, right? But on the weekly time frame, this is actually a pullback level. So basically now price has actually broken below these lows, right? And price has dropped again on this daily time frame. What we would be expecting is actually a pullback to test this area, right? So again, weekly time frame, we are expecting a pullback, though we are bearish, but we are expecting a pullback, right, which we will be getting next week or next week. But on this daily time frame, we are expecting a pullback, and we would be getting it this week. So guys, if you want to short this GBP card, possibly once the pullback is over, once we've gotten the pullback area, then we can actually short our GBP to our card pairs. So definitely daily time frame also, we are bearish, but if you want to enter this trade, then you can actually wait for a pullback to occur. But probably we will get it this week. Now let's see what this 4 hour time frame actually says, because 4 hour time frame will be the time frame to actually place this trade. Like we said again, this is a key level. Was price kind of range within this level here on the 4 hour time frame. So it's kind of served like its resistance and support area for some times, and we all know the rules of trading. Once the price breaks below the support area, right, we tend to see that price come to test its area to test our support area. But if the price broke above the resistance level, we tend to see to come to test the resistance level, right? Test it before it continues to go up. But clearly on this 4 hour time frame, we are bearish and we are dropping. And guess what? Our price has broken below the support area. So what we will be seeing, or what I want you all to expect, is a pullback that will occur to test it. So above all, we are expecting a pullback on our daily time frame. So if you want to take the trade, wait until the pullback is over, then you can enter the trade. Now to actually place this trade, we roll down to the 4 hour time frame. It is still showing us the same thing. Price has broken this below our support level. We would want to see a pullback to occur. Then after the pullback has occurred, it has come to test this level price broke below from, then we can now short it again. So GBP card, wait for a pullback to is over. Once the pullback is over, then we can short it. And let's see, the last one we have here is GBP Swiss franc. So let's go to the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame better. So let's see what we can see. A simple movement we can see on this monthly time frame. Simple, which is a bearish move, right? So the GBP to our Swiss franc, we are dropping massively. Price has actually been dropping. You see this dropped, a correction, it dropped, kind of, price kind of give us, like, will I say pullback, or kind of a bullish move, which was kind of a pullback move. So take a look at this. We saw this movement, right? So a pullback occurred here. We had another movement on this GBP Swiss franc, right? So a pullback occurred. Even the pullback self did not break this previous lower highs. This was the previous lower highs. Pullback failed to break it. We had a bearish move. Another pullback occurred, failing to break this previous lower highs. Still a bearish move by way. A drop, a pullback occurred, failing to break. I think it got to almost to the level, but it failed to break above the previous lower highs. Another drop we had on our GBP Swiss franc. A pullback occurred, same thing again, failing to break this previous highs, and now this enormous drop has been made. So one thing I know for sure is that on the monthly time frame, we would also get a pullback. So basically, we would expect a pullback on the monthly time frame, but possibly by early next year. So I believe by early next year, we might be getting a pullback. That is if there would be a good news on this GBP. If not, we continue to go bearish. We will continue to see that massive drop on GBP to our Swiss franc, except a good news has been released, especially on the fundamental aspect of it. Once a good news has been released, or there's good news, then we might see that pullback, which will give us a bullish on our GBP Swiss franc. If not, we would continue to drop. So basically, we are dropping. Secondly, this is it. Technical indicator I've added here, which is moving average. I'm using 10. Now we can see this 10 period moving average. The price is below 10 period moving average. We all know the rules of trading. Once price is above 10 period moving average, we are to go long, right? If it is below 10 period moving average, we are to short it. So clearly, our price is below 10 period moving average, and we should short it. Now, so basically, what we all consider is a drop, right? So monthly time frame, we are drop. So on the next monthly time frame, too, we will continue to go bearish. Exactly what I believe. So now let's go down to the weekly time frame, because we want to predict this price movement for this week. Now, clearly, what we all can see, let's start it from here. Let's take it from here, from this top here. We all can see one movement that has been made, which is a bearish move, right? See, this price has dropped, right? And if you take a look at it closer from here, we see that this price is actually below the 10 period moving average. Once again, once price is below 10 period moving average, we are to short. So I mean, price is below 10 period moving average, and if you look at the movement from here, we can see this impulse move downward, a correction impulse move downward. So it has just been going lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So basically price has been dropping, so we are on a bearish move, right? So weekly time frame, so we are bearish. Now monthly time frame says we are bearish and we will continue to go bearish. Even the weekly time frame says we are bearish and we will continue to go bearish. Now let's see what this daily time frame also says. We have to zoom it out once again. If you are to take the movement we looked at from the weekly time frame aspect, which is from this top, once again you can see it's clearly a bearish move. So we've been dropping. So basically let's take a look at this simple movement here. I mean, basically once we have this drop, right, we tend to have a pullback that will come to hit this 10 period moving average, that will stay with it for some times, then a drop, a really pullback. We can't really get, I don't think there's a really pullback level. That pullback level is much, just a little. Once we're having a correction which is pullback, it tends to be little. Reason is that because GBP to Swiss franc is dropping massively. I mean, once GBP is just dropping massively, there's no way it is actually giving us that bullish move, that bullish pullback, or a correction move that will go, that will give us that good amount of a pullback or a correction. Instead, it is just giving us little pullback, then a massive drop, little pullback, a massive drop. So basically on this daily time frame aspects, we can see it very much. We are bearish and we are dropping. So definitely we should continue to go bearish. Now see it this way on this daily time frame. We can take it as a pullback, guys. We see a correction was made that came to our 10 period moving average, right? And now we've had this break below on this our 10 period daily time frame. So basically, what are we going to be expecting since we are on a bearish move, right? A pullback, right? So basically, this week also we will be expecting a pullback on GBP Swiss franc on our daily time frame. Then possibly once the pullback is over, once we've gotten a pullback and the pullback is over, then you can actually now short. You can now enter to short it. So daily time frame above all, we are bearish by the way. So price is below 10 period moving average, but we should also expect a pullback soon, which I probably believe we would have it this week. We should have that pullback this week. Now let's roll down to the 4-hour time frame to place this trade. 4-hour time frame will be the time frame to place this trade. What we clearly can see on the 4-hour time frame is a bearish move, right? So basically, once monthly time frame says we are bearish, weekly time frame says we are bearish, even daily time frame says we are bearish, and the 4-hour time frame we want to take the trade says we are bearish, we are to short this, right? Simple as hell, short it. But I want you guys to know that we've added this good amount of impulse move down. So basically, after this impulse move, we should be waiting for a correction. So reason is that on the 4-hour time frame to place this trade, guys, wait for a correction. So once we have that correction, which will be as a pullback level, then once we have it, then you can enter to short this GBP Swiss franc. So above all, wait for a pullback. Once the pullback is over, then you can short it. Likewise, our 1-hour time frame too. So basically we are dropping. So once we have that pullback, we are going to take this level here, then we can enter to short this GBP Swiss franc for this week.